Hey, fourth graders! Welcome to your language lesson for today. Please turn your language books to page 230. I'm just trying to grab my Apple Pen. There you go. Page 230. We're just going to do lesson 73, okay? So here, for Think A, we have to use proofreader marks to insert the missing punctuation. So let's review what kind of punctuation we're looking at. We're looking for actually periods. Let's make this thicker. Period. We're looking for periods, commas, quotation marks, maybe underlining a few things. Okay, maybe some question marks and exclamation points. So those are punctuation marks that are missing from these sentences. So the first one says, "Have you ever seen a pika?" asked Ella. Well, I think I showed the third graders a pika. It's like a Pikachu. It's a real animal, which I just discovered this year. So asked is a dialogue tag. So someone is speaking. So that means we have to think about what Ella is saying in her speech bubble. So what she's saying is, have you seen a pika? So I'm going to put quotation marks around here. And since it's asking a question, I'm going to put a question mark and then the quotation mark. I hope when you read your books, whatever you read at home, you're paying attention to these quotation marks and where they go and what goes inside. Number 2. Ooh, Olivia speaking, Natalie. All right, so number 2 says, "No," said Olivia, "but I have read about them." So Olivia's speaking because it says said, right? That's a dialogue tag here. I'm just underlining it to show you that's a dialogue tag. I'm going to put quotation marks around the word no because that's what she's saying in her speech bubble. So I'm going to do no, comma, said Olivia. Olivia is still speaking though, as you can see. They just put this little said Olivia here, like, I don't know, like a little interruption, but it's no, and then I'll put a comma, and then quotation mark, but I have read about them. So just imagine that Olivia is just saying no, but I have read about them. Ella said, ooh, another dialogue tag. They like using said, don't they? Don't they know that said is dead? All right. Ella said, comma, and here's what she's saying in her speech bubble, which means we have to put quotation marks. We saw some on our trip out west. Okay, so this is what she's saying in her speech bubble. Again, just try to envision what they're saying in their like comic book speech bubble. Number 4. Are they really as cute as they look like in pictures? Asked Olivia. So again, someone is asking a question. So let's think about what they're asking. They're asking, are they really as cute as they look in pictures? Question mark. And since this is what Olivia is saying in her speech bubble, we need to put quotation marks around the sentence. Are they really as cute as they look like in pictures? Number 5. Yes, said Ella, especially when one scampers by with flowers in its mouth. Oh. Okay, so this is very similar to number 2. Okay, remember how number 2 there was a little break with the said Olivia, but we continued? Okay, so here, same idea for number 5. Ella's going to say something. She says yes. Let me use blue instead. She says yes, right? And then there's a break where it said Ella, so I put a comma there. I also put a comma after Ella, and then she continues, especially when one scampers by with flowers in its mouth, like that. So that's what we're looking at. Ella's basically saying yes, especially when one scampers by with flowers in its mouth. Olivia asked, okay, again, someone is talking. We have this dialogue tag, okay? Keep that in mind. So think about again, envision what she's saying in her speech bubble. She is asking, did you see them making haystacks? Oh, thank the Lord. They already put a question mark there for us. All right, so we put a comma, quotation, and then quotation here. I hope you're able to see my quotation marks. We did, said Ella, and we heard one call out a warning to the others when we were near, I think. Oh, when we came near. All right, so again, 7 is very similar to 5 and 2 in that there's a break. See how there's a little break? Imagine what Ella's saying. We did. So she's saying we did. So that means I've got to put quotation marks there. We did. And if you want to be excited, because they saw it, you can put an exclamation point, but I'm just going to leave it like a comma. We did, comma, said Ella, comma, exclamation, quotation. She's still talking in her speech bubble. And we heard one call out a warning to the others when we came near. Oh, that's where the exclamation point goes. Okay, I get it. So Ella is basically saying, we did, and we heard one call out a warning to the others when we came near. Alrighty. So that's what we had to do for Think A. I hope you were able to follow along. If I went too fast, you can ask me again at our meeting. Can you explain this to me? And I'll be happy to explain it to you. Think B. Ooh, we're missing more punctuation marks. So again, punctuation marks includes periods, commas, quotation marks, maybe some underlining, question marks, and exclamation points. If you want to pause the video to try it on your own, that's fine. Or if you just want to go along with me, that's cool too. You are free to pause and rewind. I'm going to use, let's say, purple, and I'm going to be a little thick here. In our garden, we are growing daisies, asters, irises, marigolds, zinnias, and pansies. Wow, they're growing a lot of flowers in our garden, which is cool, but they're listing it. So where should we put the periods? What do you think? I think we should start at daisies, asters, irises, marigolds, zinnias, comma, and pansies. William read The Mouse and the Motorcycle for his book report. Ah, so I know it's a book because it's a book report. What's the title of the book? Can you see it? They kind of make it obvious because they capitalize it. William read, and then here we go, The Mouse and the Motorcycle. So we need to underline that because it's the name of the book. All right, here we go. Proverbs 3:5-6 is a good scripture passage to memorize. Now, when we write Bible verses, do you remember we need something called the colon? It was one of the punctuation marks I missed there. So Proverbs 3, and then you put the colon there, 5-6. Number 4. After you set the lemonade on the table, Sophia, you may join the softball game. So someone's speaking to Sophia. They want Sophia to do something. So therefore, since I'm talking to someone named Sophia, I'm going to put commas after and before Sophia's name right there. Number 5. We are learning the poem The Sandpiper this year in 4th grade. Oh, I'll try to look for that class so we can read it too. We are learning the poem. Now, it's a poem. It's not a book, so I don't need to underline it. Do you remember what we have to do with the name of a poem? I need to put quotation marks right there. I can play The Light of the World is Jesus on the piano. Oh, okay, so that's the name of a song. So I'm going to put quotation marks around the name of a song. It's a very long name for a song, isn't it? Okay, so that was all of lesson 73. This was much more of a review because I think you're going to have a test on Friday. But we'll continue along with more reviews. And if the test can't be on Friday because I have to get it all on Jupyter, it might be just next week. But thank you so much, 4th graders. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask me at our Zoom meeting. And then you can go ahead and watch the video for math. All right. Thank you very much. See you then.